The college football experience, Pitt Panthers 2023 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks, brought to you by our very own Patreon. Yes, score exclusive perks, content, and contests, including our NFL win totals contest with $1,000 prize. Join today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. And remember, folks, as always, to let it ride.
Hey, this is Bill Romanowski. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Pitt Panthers 2023 season preview. And I'm excited to talk. I like watching Pitt football, not necessarily the clock management, but Pitt football. I enjoy watching.
Oh yeah. It's just
they have a tough brand of football.
Old school Midwest. I mean, the origins of football, you could say, are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
The only problem is I don't really like watching it at Heinz. And we're I like Pitt Stadium back in the day.
Yeah.
They need an on-stadium campus, but or on-stadium. Geez, I can't talk. They need an on-campus stadium.
Big time.
Yes.
Big time.
But buddy, we're going to talk all about that. We got Michael Barker joining us later to talk about his experiences to catch a Pitt Panther game. But and we're going to talk about, I'm optimistic on this season here. We're going to talk the offense, defense, special teams, all that good stuff. But you're probably wondering, who the hell is talking to me right now? Well, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Yes, it's kind of sounded like Pat Narduzzi regarding the transfer portal last year at the very end there. You're going to pay for it. Good night, Lincoln Riley.
That's how he sounds when he's talking to
Lincoln Riley don't want to meet up with Pat
Deion Sanders.
Yeah, call out Deion too. That one might be a more decent one, but I don't know if Lincoln Riley. I like Lincoln Riley. He's a Leach guy. Where Mike Leach was a longtime friend of the pod, but I don't know if he wants to see him on the old in the lobby, the hotel lobby. You know?
Yeah. Narduzzi, I think, is probably in the Coaches Royal Rumble rankings pretty high.
We got to get to that this offseason. Every year, our coaching Royal Rumble rankings. Remind me to bring that up with our show later.
Yes.
Look, it's exciting. Pitt's rolling. They're winning. They're back to their winning ways. Let's see if they can capitalize and continue to capitalize on it. I am joined by my co-host. Give it up for former JMU Duke defensive back, the burrito eating, sideline kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, Patty C in the place to be.
Hi-oh.
People don't know the history of Pitt football. They got guys.
Oh yeah.
They got guys. All right.
Whether
it's Tony Saragusa, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Whether it's Sean Gilbert, Aaron, what's the I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, Aaron Donald. Yes. I mean, Mike Dick, Marty Schottenheimer. Do we just need to go?
Rivas, Dan Marino, Tony Dorsett,
Curtis Martin.
A couple of guys you might have heard of.
All over. Larry Fitzgerald. How do you forget that one?
Look, Aaron Donald's in the conversation for, he's certainly
Chris Dolman,
maybe a top 5 defensive tackle ever.
Yeah, Chris Dolman's probably top 30.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's right. Rivas, top 10 corner.
Yeah.
Marino,
Hugh
arguably
Green,
top 10.
Remember fucking Hugh Green?
I don't remember Hugh Green.
The linebacker for Pitt was nasty in the 80s. Go check it out. Check it out, buddy.
Do my research.
Get up to date on Hugh Green. He was a Pro Bowler for the Miami Dolphins.
There
all right.
Go. Was Ironhead?
Ironhead Hayward?
Oh hell yeah!
You got guys, man.
The
they
Pitt
got
brand
guys.
is phenomenal.
LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah.
They always got
Larry
guys.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah,
They
their
got
O-line. Their O-line, like Mark Stepnowski, Hilgenberg's. Like they got guys.
This team has not nearly enough wins for the amount of talent
guys.
that
They always got
go
guys.
through there.
And Narduzzi keys in on it, man. And
you think about West Pennsylvania and Pittsburgh high school football in general.
Yeah,
you got Namath, Montana, Unitas.
Yeah,
and now
Jurkovec. Yes,
Hello.
we're going to be talking about the addition of Phil Jurkovec. And Patty C. Pitt got some natties, a lot of natties I see here. I don't know if they've claimed them all, but I see a lot. So hit us up if you want us to claim those. We are a publication here at SGPN and the College Football Experience. We can do that for you.
We'll send you the
all
banner.
of those. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you make of old Pat Narduzzi, Patty C?
Pat Narduzzi's done a pretty good job there.
Only one losing season at Pitt, and that was 2017. Every other year, they've been winning, buddy.
Yeah,
including 20 wins in the past 2 years.
I mean, here's the question though: when you compare him to his predecessors, Walt Harris was winning 8-9 games most of the time, especially toward the end of his run there. Dave Wannstedt even got to 10 wins, but 9,
not
10.
11 though.
Yeah. I mean, throw Todd Graham away. We know
Todd Graham.
That's always
how
a
was he a
mistake.
Pitt coach? That doesn't even make any sense.
That's called trying to get away from being Pitt.
Yeah.
Don't ever try to stop being Pitt.
Please.
You are who you are.
already got away from your stadium, which is a big mistake. Get it back on campus.
Even Paul Christ, who's ground and pound, is away from the Pitt identity. The Pittsburgh identity in the city is always defense. It's a defense first city.
I like it. I like it, buddy. Let's go. Let's talk about it. We're going to break through. We're going to talk through or break through. We're going to break down the offense, the defense, the special teams, every single game on the Panthers schedule. But before we get to that, I want to tell you that the College Football Experience Pitt Panthers 2023 season preview episode brought to you by Sports Gambling Podcast Patreon. Yes, sign up for Patreon to get access to exclusive contests, including the NFL win totals contest for $1,000 first place prize. Hey, Steeler fans, what are you doing? Get over there. It's also the perfect place for the diehard DJ. There's a monthly SGP Stories podcast. It's an ad-free, uncensored show that will highlight the best stories from decades of being DJs. There's even a Discord channel for our patrons. The Sports Gambling Podcast has and always will give out their picks for free. This is now, don't get it twisted. This is not us trying to do that. Patreon is just a great way to fight back and against corporate gambling and support us because we've been rocking independent since 2011. Let's roll, baby. All right. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. What's more American than being independent, Patty C?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that's kind of the defining feature of our country.
There you go. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. All right. We are back on the Pitt Panthers preview. And Patty C, let's get to the transfer portal. Let's just get right into it. Because, and by the way, I mean, I guess, maybe we should talk about last season for a second. Because I'm curious your take on, how you would grade last season. Pitt, obviously, didn't win the ACC, which I believe would probably be their goals, but still a pretty solid season, especially considering they probably should have beat Tennessee. Slovis got knocked out that game. Yeah. But anyway, talk to me.
I think a solid season. Where'd they finish in the overall standings? Second in the Coastal, the final year of the Coastal, 5-3 in the
Slovis
division.
never fit as a Pitt quarterback either. Let's be honest. That was a mistake.
What is the quintessential Pitt quarterback? Because look, when you talk about the Pitt high school,
Jurkovec.
Yeah, pretty much the tall.
Should have never left. Should have never left the
strong
city.
Arm.
Should have stayed there.
Handsome.
I don't know about that part, but
I don't know. I think actually Johnny Unitas is kind of like the Pitt guy, mildly like plain looking gentleman. Not to say actually, Pitt. I'm working on my Pitt mustache right now. I think I need to cut off the beard and just have the push broom mustache.
Pitt mustache. Okay, let's talk about that.
If Jurkovec does the Wannstedt mustache, he's winning high.
How the hell does this team lose to Georgia Tech though? That's the only concern. That's what they got to get away from under Narduzzi. I feel like Narduzzi's done a pretty damn good job, but they always lose. They Pitt games. Yeah, that was the one. There's one or two every year that they Pitt.
If Clemsoning used to be, losing to teams you shouldn't,
it's shifted to
Pitt. Is just being Pitt is essentially
didn't they lose
Marty Ball.
Yeah, they lost to Western Michigan the year that they ran the table against the ACC. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, I guess it is kind of the same concept.
All right, let's get to the portal because we try to grade the portal, and as much as Narduzzi hates it, he did capitalize off of it.
And real quick, too, 6 guys drafted, so they
always got guys. I told you, man.
Yeah.
He is very good at developing the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Even if they're lost guys, I don't care. The next are going to be good.
Next man up.
Departing, Sam Vanderhaar. He's a punter. He's gone. He's out of here. He said he's had enough of these games. All right.
38.5 yards per kick. Not exactly a huge loss there.
Wide receiver Miles Alston gone.
All right.
Running back Vincent Davis heads out to UNLV. I think he can play at UNLV.
Yeah, third on the team in rushing,
I can see that working out.
5.3 yards per.
This was a tough loss here. John Morgan at DN, but once again, they're a factory for DNs. He heads out to Arkansas. Sam Pulled Pork Pittman getting it done.
John Morgan, 19 tackles, 2.5 sacks.
Tight end Kai Wright goes to James Madison from one Cignetti to another.
Sometimes you got to move up in the world. You know what? You got to wonder if Neil Brown gets fired and Pitt's playing really well.
Woo!
Cignetti used to be Frank Cignetti Sr. Yeah, was the coach of West Virginia.
Yeah.
Talk about something that would make a interesting little
be
addition to that rivalry. Not that it needs it.
Wide receiver Isaiah Stewart, portal. Caden Slovis heads out to BYU. Interesting.
Mr. on the move. There's USC.
He chased his girlfriend to Pitt. That's a classic mistake in college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. These young kids, they're in
They
love.
fall for it every time. Athlete Jalen Barden heads out to Georgia Southern. Khalil Anderson, another athlete, hits the portal. Defensive end Samuel Williams hits the portal. Cornerback Judson Talendier hits the portal. Jaden Bradley, I do know this one. Wide receiver, he goes to Charlotte, the CLTs with Biff Poggi, legendary Biff Poggi, and that does it on who left.
Not a terrible amount of attrition there in the portal.
Now they got some guys. They got Jackson Brown, offensive tackle from the California Golden Bears.
Oh, Jackson Brown, you got to be somebody's baby. He's Pittsburgh's baby.
USC tight end. I like this. Going out there and saying, fuck you, Lincoln Riley. We're going to take Malcolm Epps and bring him into Pitt. Let's go.
Malcolm X.
Not Malcolm X. Malcolm Epps. Yes. Then LSU running back Derrick Davis coming into Pitt, buddy. LSU running backs. Okay.
Was it Kiner went to Cincy, had a pretty decent year last year.
Yeah.
They don't mess around.
Let's go. Florida safety Donovan McMillan transfers into Pitt. Florida wide receiver Daejon Reynolds transfers into Pitt.
Okay.
Penn State quarterback Christian Vallejo transfers into Pitt. Yeah. I don't fucking know. All right. And then Phil Jurkovec, the big one. They fucking hit a home run for all this talk about the portal. Narduzzi definitely hit a home run in the portal. They for sure won this thing. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. I mean, for you to steal your in-conference quarterback, I guess you could call it rival. I don't know if Pitt and Penn State conference rivals.
Penn State. I thought you were Jurkovec.
Pitt, Boston College rather. Yeah, that's a huge win. I'd say they won.
I would say they won as well. And I'm curious. I'm grabbing one of these magazines just to check the schedule here. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. But Patty C, BC is on the schedule, right?
Oh,
quickly checking here. So we're gonna have the Jurkovec Bowl, aren't we? I know we're gonna get to this when we go game
Thursday,
by game.
November 16th. Oh, you got the national spotlight on the Jurkovec Bowl on the Thursday night.
You gotta love that
in Pittsburgh, at Chrysler Stadium.
You gotta love that. All right. Well, look, let's take a look at the offense because obviously Keaton Slovis, they were 41st in scoring offense a year ago. Rush offense 41st, pass offense 77th. Charting at the 49th best offense in the country, Patty C. So top 50 offense,
respectable.
All right. Well, I would say they got a lot better at quarterback, especially a lot healthier. Even though Jurkovec has had some injuries throughout the years,
dude, he cannot stay healthy to save his life.
And Jurkovec was also the guy lobbying for Notre Dame to that the Fighting Irish was offensive to him.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Jurkovec is what, like Polish? Shut the fuck up.
Well, this is what's great. We get the Jurkovec Bowl when he plays. No, there's 2 Jurkovec Bowls on the schedule. It's going to be a lot of fun this year. Phil Jurkovec comes in.
He's in Boston, right, where they got the Celtics.
Yeah, like low key most racist city in the but anyway, dude. So Jurkovec's back. They bring in the transfer from LSU at the running back spot, but they also have Rodney Hammond. Look. It's like Abanaconda. I watched him the other night in the Hall of Fame game. He's a stud. I was high on him. I loaded him in the DFS roster. Their running backs are always good, dude. No, I don't worry at all.
1,400 yards for Abanaconda is tough to replace, though.
I guarantee you, he averaged 4.2 yards a carry last year. Rodney Hammond, watch. Guarantee you, he's a stud.
What was it? What was Abanaconda's big game that he had? Didn't he just go off?
Virginia Tech.
Yeah, like
against Virginia
270 rushing yards.
Wide receivers. I think this is an interesting one. Konata Mumpfield. He's back. Same with Bub Means.
320 yards against Virginia Tech and 6 touchdowns. Ouch.
6 touchdowns. Mumpfield and Means are back at the wide receiver spot. Like I said, they bring in the Reynolds from Florida. They're excited about this freshman, Israel Polk. Keep an eye out on him. Circle that name. Tight end, Gavin Bartholomew. Patty Seymour. We've been talking for years about how there's needs to be more people named Bartholomew.
Yeah.
Shout out to tight end Gavin Bartholomew. The offensive line, Patty C.
Excuse me.
Sorry, bless you. 3 offensive linemen out of 5 back. I don't worry. Once again, offensive line and defensive line. I feel like this is a factory. They have a fucking factory.
Yeah, I would say you gotta worry a little bit about trying to replace Abanaconda with Rodney Hammond, who's supposedly a little more power.
When was the last time Pitt didn't have a good running back?
I could have to.
You got to go deep.
Dial that up, but
they had James Conner before. They had Deion Lewis. It's always got guys.
Yeah. That's Pittsburgh style.
Defensively. Let's talk about these defensive numbers because I this is his forte. 50th in scoring defense, 7th in the nation in rush defense, 76th in pass defense, charting at the 22nd best defense in the country. Patty C.
Very nice.
Top 25 defense, and damn if they only return 1 starter on the defensive line in David Green. Do I worry? Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Dude, they are a fucking factory at defensive linemen.
Reloading in the trenches is a given.
Now, linebacker, okay. They bring back 2 of 3. Shane Simon. Bengali Kamara is back, and they're excited about Solomon DeShields coming in. Played in 13 games a season ago.
Yeah.
4 sacks. Secondary. Oh, both corners are back, and AJ Woods and MJ Devonshire. Studs.
Yeah.
Right?
Devonshire and Marquise Williams both tied for the national lead in pick sixes, 2 apiece.
Yeah, breaking in 2 new safeties. Philip O'Brien, who played in 12 games a season ago, but also keep an eye on McMillan, the Florida transfer. He might start. And then free safety Javon McIntyre, who started 1 game a season ago, 18 tackles, 4 pass breakups. Patty C, they are breaking in a new punter, but the kicker Ben Sauls is back for his sophomore season. I don't worry about this team. If anything, to me, the quarterback play being so much better with Jurkovec. People don't know Jurkovec is like the most I think he's underrated. He's very athletic. He's way more athletic than people think. Yeah. I think his team got a lot better despite losing how many players to the pros? 5, 6, something like that. You said it earlier. I forget.
Oh, 6
players gone.
Draft picks,
Not a problem. All right, let's go.
Ben Sauls, I guess, probably one of the better kickers in the country last year, right? 20 or 24 on field goal.
Pretty damn good, buddy.
Yeah, that's important for a team like Pittsburgh.
Yeah, look, we're gonna go game by game on the schedule here and talk about the Pitt Panthers. But before we do that, I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, the NFL season is right around the corner. Underdog Pick'em is a great way to get down on a ton of NFL player props. It's available in a ton of different markets. Look, Pitt plays sometimes those Thursday night games. They also do a great job with their college football player props weeknight games. I'm going off script here. Head on over to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use that promo code SGPN for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. And make sure to check out their Best Ball Mania, where first place gets $3 million. All right, we are back on the college football experience. And if you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. And remember, this is the hub for all of our podcasts. Look, we've been rocking the college football experience. We're previewing all 133 teams. We've been doing this shit for years, right? So check us out. All right, wherever podcasts can be found. But we also host the FCS college football experience. You hear that, Duquesne fans and Robert Morris fans? Get on over there. Check it out. We also host the college basketball experience. We talk college basketball year round there. And when the season tips, I'm here every single night. I know Jeff Capel and Pitt had a great season a year ago. It's going to be fun to watch this year. And the college baseball experience. So we come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. We also have the Big 12 experience now, which has your rival West Virginia, which is on the schedule. Maybe you want some intel, go out and check it out. Sportsgatherpodcast.com though. I'm sorry. YouTube.com/ the college experience. I can't talk today, Patty C. Let's get to the schedule. Let's start picking winners.
Do you think Frank Cignetti Jr.'s time at Boston College, I guess he was there 2 years ago, is gonna expedite the learning curve for Jurkovec?
That's why he wanted him. Done deal. I'm sold. Look,
they're
if you're
gonna come
watching
out
on
the
YouTube,
gates ready.
if you watch it on YouTube, you see the win total sitting at 7. You see the sweet graphic. Shout out to Cam, our graphics guy. Patty C, they get Wofford. First off, they are playing 11 Power 5s out of 12.
Respect.
Shout out to that. They get Wofford coming to town week 1. Look, I understand Sean Watson used to be the offensive coordinator of Pitt. It ain't gonna work, even though it's at this fucking Heinz Field or whatever they call this thing now. Week 2, Cincinnati Bearcats. Your Cincinnati Bearcats, Patty C. Skyline Chili ain't gonna fly.
It's gonna be a good game.
In old Pittsburgh. I got Pitt 2-0. You?
People are sleeping on the Bearcats.
I got Pitt 2-0.
I got Pitt 2-0 as well.
Now we get to Saturday, September 16th, the best, one of the best rivalries in college football back. I still think it should be on November 25th or 24th on Black Friday. But at least this is better than nothing. But if they could figure out, Pitt administration, if you're ever listening to this episode, please figure this out. Also, we would like to see Penn State on the schedule more. But we got the Backyard Brawl Saturday, September 16th at. They haven't played in Morgantown in a long time, Patty C.
When it's been since 2009.
This game's awesome. It's awesome.
People in West Virginia have been waiting for this one, and guess what? I'm giving it to Dub V. I'm giving it to Dub V because they won them.
Not so fast.
Wow.
Actually, okay, I'll give it to Dub V. I don't know. That place is going to burn down, right? I mean, they're not going to have many wins, but this might be the one. They almost won last year. Okay. Yeah. You talked me into it, even though I feel like Pitt's roster is way fucking better. But they throw batteries at you and shit. That place is going to be crazy. They're going to be pissed drunk.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Pitt fans hate us, but let's continue. Look, you get revenge on North Carolina and Mac Brown.
It's a great rivalry for a reason. Like, look, that's what makes anything great, right? Luke Skywalker is great because Darth Vader's great. Mm-hmm. Because the bad guy has to be an excellent bad guy for you to be an excellent hero. West Virginia is an excellent bad guy.
April and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you said, was great because of Rocksteady.
That's right. And that yellow suit. Let's be honest.
I'm joking. Look, North Carolina's coming to town. That's a loss for Carolina. 3-1 for the Panthers of Pittsburgh. You?
3-1.
Now they head to Blacksburg to take on the Hokies. Hokies ain't ready for the smoke. They ran for 5,000 yards on Virginia Tech last year.
It's true.
Nope. 4-1.
There's another loss in there for
Get
me.
The fuck out 3-2.
3-2. Not to Tech necessarily, but we were talking about Cincinnati, West Virginia, North Carolina, and Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech's not good.
Virginia Tech may not be good, but they still were close in a lot of games last year. Just because they're losing close 3-8, they probably should have been 4-8. They would have beat UVA.
Maybe
probably
they lost to Old Dominion. You can't say that. 4-1 coach. 4-1 bye week. Now they're hosting the Louisville Cardinals and Jeff Brom. This is look for Louisville. I think Louisville can win this game, but I am a little concerned because they're a little finesse.
Yeah,
and Narduzzi's the opposite of finesse.
Louisville coming off Notre Dame coming off at NC State, then Notre Dame. And then
I'm going to call for Louisville to get this one. So this is the second loss.
So high on Louisville, but either way, we both have them 4-2 at this point.
4-2, and now they're at Wake Forest. Dangerous game, but I think they get this one. We'll move it to 5-2. No, God, that's tough, man. Yeah, I think they're better, right? That defensive line, no.
It in Winston-Salem.
Slow mesh is not going to work on that D line. 5-2.
What have they done against Pittsburgh lately? Because I feel like Narduzzi and
all right, no. All right, gosh, I feel like that game's tough. 4-3.
4-3, and guess what? They're gonna keep losing because they got to go to Notre Dame.
I think they're gonna beat Notre Dame.
I'm sure Jurkovec would love.
This is the one of two Jurkovec bowls. He's been outspoken about the way Notre Dame treated him. This is a win for Pitt because Pitt can bang with them. I think Pitt's better at the skill position. So I am taking Pitt to go into Notre Dame and get the dub.
Notre Dame will slap Pittsburgh. Mark it down.
5-3.
I got them 4-4.
5-3, and then little Florida State's got to come up to Pittsburgh. They ain't getting this done.
Yeah.
6-3.
I give that win to Pittsburgh as well.
Then you got this game. This is a nice schedule for them in this capacity because this would be at the Carrier Dome or whatever the hell they're calling that filthy roller rink. This game's in the Bronx, Yankee Stadium. Honor in the history of college football. I can dig it.
Nicely done. Third most played team of all time. Pitt holds the series lead 43-32.
Win
over Syracuse. I'm gonna give it to Pitt too as well.
So I'm at 5, 6, 7. All right, I'm on the number. Guess what? Boston College, the Jurkovec Bowl Part 2, Thursday night. I could see them pit. Which one are they pitting is the question.
Syracuse or Boston College. There's likely, I don't know if there's likely a loss. There could be a loss there.
Buddy, this team is going 8-4, 9-3. I am on the over.
I think Vegas nailed it. I think the number is 7. And guess what?
You gotta get.
I'm leaning under.
Please.
I'm leaning under.
Please.
Why?
They're gonna pit. They will pit at some point, but
it's just not that easy of a schedule. 11 Power 5s.
Yeah, but they're better than all of them. They'll be favored in what? I actually think they'll probably be favored in every game except Notre Dame and Florida State.
Listen, Phil Jurkovec through in his career at this point has managed 2, 6, 10, 6, 8 games. His average is probably 7 games a season.
He gets a little dinged up, but they got the Penn State transfer. How about this? Buddy? I think Pitt is a decent play to play for the ACC championship at plus 2,000.
I think that's I think that's actually great value.
Considering they would have the tiebreaker on Florida State if they beat them in November.
Yeah, just because.
And if they lose to Notre Dame and Dub V, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Where are those ACC losses? They don't play Clemson.
Yeah.
They don't play who else? They don't play NC State.
They got to play Wake Forest, but Wake Forest has no quarterback.
Super toxic environment.
Yeah. No, that's very good value. Even though I think it's a tough schedule, and
dude, their ACC road games at Virginia Tech in September. Virginia Tech still ass, right? At Wake Forest, not a toxic place, but they're good, and at Duke. They are going to the ACC.
They beat Virginia Tech
maybe.
by 16 at home last year.
And they ran for 500 yards, dude.
I don't see them replicating that, but they don't need to. Still, I could see the over. I'm certainly not locking the under.
Dude,
I just
think over is hitting. I think I'm going to lock it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you're talking about Pittsburgh here. So in order, I guess 8. Yeah, that's what have they done lately? What is
build me the case on 6 and 6?
Okay.
Jurkovec's got to get injured, right?
Well, I would say this: since it can be a loss, West Virginia can be a loss, North Carolina can be a loss, Louisville could be a loss, Wake could be a loss,
teams.
Notre Dame could be a loss, Florida State could be a loss, and then in their final 3 games, Syracuse.
So you're saying they're going to lose every single one of their games?
No, I think
50-50.
I think there is well, I just rattled off like 8 or 9 losses that could happen right there.
You really think Cincinnati in game 2?
Yeah.
Beat Pitt?
I think people are wildly sleeping on Cincinnati. I think it's ridiculous.
Okay, we'll see. We shall see. Folks, look, before we get out of here, I sat down. I'm on the over. Patty C's on the under. Look, surprisingly, no, I had a chance to sit down with Michael Barker.
I think they're going 7-5.
Michael Barker is better known on the internets, to quote George W., as Michael, or as college football campus tour. He's been to every single college football stadium. So let's talk about, let him, I sat down with him, talk about his experiences to Pittsburgh. Joining me on the college football experience, Pitt Panthers 2023 season preview is none other than Michael Barker, AKA College Football Campus Tour. Yes, on Twitter at CFB Campus Tour. It is a must follow. I don't care if you don't even have a Twitter account. Sign up today, or whatever they're calling it, X. All right, get an X account today, and make sure you follow at CFB Campus Tour, because if you love college football, it's a must follow. Michael's been to every single FBS stadium. He's been to most of the FCS, a lot of D2, D3. And he documents all of his travels via his Twitter page. It's absolutely fantastic. Does the photo of the game, talks about the history of the stadium, everything that you would want, if you love college football. So, Michael, I appreciate you hopping on the show. And unfortunately, we're not talking about Pitt Stadium, and we're talking about this filthy Heinz Field here, or whatever they're calling it now. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you for the introduction. I think it's Acupuncture Stadium, I believe. So, Acrisure Stadium. Time goes by, and we'll talk about the history, but this is not Beaver Stadium or the Sun Bowl or something like that.
Well, they had it. They basically had the equivalent of the Sun Bowl. If you go look at Pitt Stadium. What do we have to do to get another stadium on campus? I don't care what you got to knock down. All right. We need a stadium back on campus, but tell me about your experiences to the Steelers Stadium, Heinz.
Yeah. So recently named Acrisure Stadium. It opened in 2001. Pitt Stadium got torn down due to disrepair, deferred maintenance. It's kind of on the level of what you hear people talk about, the Orange Bowl. Old Mountaineer Field at West Virginia, maybe Archbold Stadium in Syracuse. It's one of those. It just had that look. It had that Ivy Stadium look, but much higher capacity. National championship teams. We know Pitt won with Johnny Majors. You got Dan Marino, Heisman Trophy winner Tony Dorsett. So tons of history. This is 25 years ago, so I didn't have my finger on the pulse of what was going on back then. But you can't go back in time. The basketball arena is now where it is. And so they've made the best of the situation. There's a lot of schools like Temple, Miami, where real estate is at a premium. So you got to make the best of it, apparently. And so they play at the Steelers Stadium. They've had success there. It opened in 2001, 68,000 capacity. I will say that the location of the stadium is very cool. It's on North Shore. It's right on the river right there. There's bars and restaurants, but it feels more like an NFL stadium. But when they get a big opponent, they still show up. Last year was the renewal of the backyard brawl with West Virginia, and they had 70,622 people crammed into a 68,000 seat stadium. So the passion is there. The love is there. Just, guys like us that are stadium heads, we wish it was Pitt Stadium 2.0 rather than Acrisure Stadium.
Yeah. And look, I've been to an NFL game there. It was all right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to be positive about it, but I'm just looking at these photos, but yeah, I mean, look, Pitt has a lot of success historically. Those teams you alluded to were some great teams. They've had a lot of talent, a lot of great NFL players, a lot of Hall of Famers have came through, the Pitt Panthers program. So, that there's plenty of reason to be excited about that wherever you catch them. They're always going to have talented guys. Darrelle Revis is I think nominated for the Hall the other night. Mike Ditka, Curtis Martin. You know what I mean? You can go on and on and on. Marty Schottenheimer played there. So you're anytime you catch a Pitt game, you're going to be catching some really good players on the field. How many times have you been to see Pitt at Heinz? Or
2 games. 2 games there.
Yeah.
Actually 3. I saw a Ravens Steelers game there. It was on a Sunday after a game. I saw them in 2019 and 2021. The ACC plays a lot of Thursday night games. So Traveler P5 on a weekday, you got to do it. The best game I went to was in 2021. It was against North Carolina. The Pitt was ranked number 13 in the nation. That was Kenny Pickett's team. And it was 23-23 into the regular. It went into overtime, and Pitt won 30-23. And that Pitt team went on to win the ACC. So probably one of the best Pitt teams we've seen in the last few years. There's another Thursday night game this year, November 16th. Pitt is playing Boston College. As it stands right now, it is the only game on the schedule, so I plan on being there. and hopefully can have a good time down there. And hopefully this Pitt team will be similar to the 2021 team that I saw versus UNC.
Yeah, the Jurkovec Bowl, man. That's Phil Jurkovec against his former team. It's going to be exciting. And look, Pitt football, Pat Narduzzi's kind of put him back on the map. He's doing a good job building up this program. It's going to be excited to watch and see how they do now that there's no divisions in the ACC. So I know Florida State's got to go up to Pitt in late November or in mid-November, I think. So it's going to be fun to watch. Michael, I appreciate you hopping on the show talking about the Pitt Panthers Stadium. I don't even know what to call it. Acupuncture Stadium, Heinz Field. Either way, get yourself out to a Pitt Panther football game if you're in the area, folks. And Michael, I appreciate you hopping on the show. Everyone, give him a follow on Twitter at CFB Campus Tour. And thanks again, Michael.
Yes, sir, Colby. Thank you.
Michael Barker getting it done over there. The guy goes to every college football game. It's just fantastic. You got to follow him. There it is. At CFB Campus Tour. Give the guy a follow. Patty C. I'm on the over. You're on the under. I'm locking this thing. Give me the over. Lock.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Pitt, if the ACC came a calling, right?
The ACC came a calling?
If the ACC came a calling, right? Pitt now finds himself in the Big 12, which is probably
if the Big 12 came calling.
Wait, no. The Big 12 has come calling for the
for Pitt?
For Pitt. God. No,
what the hell is going on?
I'm thinking of what? Oh my gosh, I'm thinking of West Virginia right now.
Oh my god!
If the Big 12 came calling, that's a funny question.
Well, I mean, I think there's a decent shot the ACC won't exist in about 10 years.
So maybe the
the question is, are they in the Big 12 and reunited with their rivalry?
And with West
I
Virginia.
like that because they would play Cincinnati. Like I would like this is me just talking out of my ass right now. But if the Big 12, if the ACC folded, the Big 12 added Virginia Tech and Pitt, I like a rivalry game with Virginia Tech, a rivalry game with
West Virginia
and Cincinnati.
Oh, it's beautiful. Well, now let me ask you this: the Big 10 would never come calling for Pitt. Penn State wouldn't.
I have no fucking idea. They might add like University of Glasgow. You know what I mean? Like I got the Big 10 is ridiculous. Don't get me started on that. But maybe I don't know. Penn State probably wouldn't be happy with that. But
that'd be fun for everyone,
folks. Subscribe to the College Football Experience on YouTube, youtube.com/the College Experience. Give us a follow on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. And remember, I host the College Basketball Experience as well, the FCS College Football Experience, the College Baseball Experience, and Big 12 Experience. Maybe you want to check out that. Those Dub V fans are going to give you some hate, though. So check it all out. Excited to watch the season. Patty C's on Twitter, Patty C831. I'm on Twitter at the Colby D. Get the SGPN app. We just had Phil Steele on the show talking football, folks. So some college football. Check it out. Until next time, this is the College Football Experience, Pitt Panther style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.